So you got an odd feeling. But is it really your intuition? We'll find out right after this. What is up, guys? Namo Himalaya. Stephan Piel from Shared Reality here. I'm a communications scholar, media literacy advocate, and law of attraction practitioner. And today I'm going to share some tips with you on how to identify your intuition and separate it from all those other little inner voices cluttering your mind. So firstly, what is intuition? Intuition is a knowing. It's the ability to understand something inherently, instinctively, without the need for conscious thought. And we all have intuition, but it's a muscle that needs to be exercised. So depending upon how much you've practiced and played with your intuition will determine to what degree you can tap into it and trust it. The problem I see often is people mistaking their fears, doubts, and limiting beliefs for their intuition. This is detrimental to growth and personal development, and it can completely block your manifestations. We know, according to the law of attraction, you attract what you are, not what you want. So most often, in order to match the vibrational frequency of that thing which we're trying to manifest, whether it be a new career or financial freedom or true love, whatever it is, we have to step outside of our comfort zone to get it. But what happens when you step outside your comfort zone? You become uncomfortable. And when people feel this discomfort, this uneasiness, they often say, oh well, this doesn't feel right. This isn't for me. My intuition is telling me that the vibe is wrong. But guess what? That's not your intuition. Intuition is the first feeling that you get. A lot of people call it a gut feeling. It probably was your intuition that inspired you to step outside of your comfort zone and try that new thing in the first place. The discomfort you're feeling isn't intuition, but is instead a mind-stimulated feeling. Remember, we have mind-stimulated feelings, emotions that are brought up by overthinking, by insecurity, by doubt, and then we have heart-stimulated feelings, or true emotions. When we follow our heart, even in the face of all those doubts and fears, is when we are truly aligned with our path, and when we will see great progress. So how do you tell the difference between a mind-stimulated feeling and your intuition speaking to you? Well, it can be very difficult, especially because so many of these limiting beliefs have been conditioned into us from such a young age that we may not even realize we hold these doubts and fears. But the thing about intuition is that it will never make you feel worse. Intuition is a knowing that comes directly from source, directly from the universe. It's gentle and affirming and will never cause an emotional reaction in you. Intuition is detached. It comes from that same role of the observer that we strive to become in meditation. Because of this, intuitive thoughts are going to crop up at times when you're relaxed and when your mind is calm. When your thoughts are going a million miles a minute and your logical mind is trying to work something out, trying to play out every possible scenario of some potential action, is not when your intuition is going to choose to speak to you. Intuition is much more subtle than fear. It's just a vibe you get, a feeling you suddenly pick up on. It's not going to shout at you the way fears and doubts do. Intuition is never going to spike your heart rate or give you cold sweats or make you feel sick or make it difficult to breathe the way mind-stimulated feelings and anxieties can. So in comparison, it can be very easy to ignore. That's why we have to calm the mind to really tap into and listen to our intuition. Obviously, as I always talk about on this channel, breathwork, meditation, and yoga practiced consistently are going to be the best ways to really drop into your body and be truly present in the physical. Once we've developed that mindfulness and are truly aware of how we feel in our body, then we can begin to pick up on those clues when we're wondering if a feeling is tied to our intuition or not. You know, being aware of, do I feel flush or faint? Is my mind racing? Is my heart racing? Is there something I need to do in the physical that can bring my body back to a calm and balanced state? If the answer is yes to any of that, then it's not your intuition. Another way to differentiate mind-stimulated feelings from intuitive ones is to look at the content of the message. Intuition will normally provide larger, more meaningful guidance, whereas fears and anxieties will appear anytime you step outside of your comfort zone. So what can you do to get more in touch with your intuition? My number one suggestion would be to increase your connection to source, to the universe, to the divine, so that you can more easily intuit their messages. So this is going to be your spiritual practices, breathwork, meditation, mudras, puja, and yoga, not just for exercise like we often see practiced in the West, but specific asanas formulated to really remove all those blockages, so you can let the divine energy flow freely through you. If you're truly aligned in mind, body, and spirit, it is so much easier to listen to your intuition, because you aren't weighed down or affected by others' negativity, or by any challenges you may face. You don't have all those fears and doubts in your head when you trust that the universe always has your back. And beyond all those practices that I hope you're incorporating into your life anyway, as I know they'll be of benefit to you on your spiritual journey, beyond that, my advice for strengthening your intuition would be to test it, often. These don't have to be big tests. In fact, it's easier if you test your intuition on little things that you can verify. Say you wake up tomorrow and ask yourself, is it going to rain today? Before you check the weather app on your phone, calm your mind, drop into your body, and ask your intuition, is it going to rain today? Then accept the first answer you get, that first feeling that comes to mind. If you intuited correctly and the weather behaves as you predicted, then there's a good chance you actually heard your intuition. So you know what qualities, what feeling to look for next time you're trying to tap into it. If you guess incorrectly, then you know what intuition isn't, and that you have more work to do. So it can be really beneficial to test yourself with these little questions periodically, especially if you're new to spirituality or new to trusting your intuition, or if you're trying to regain trust in your intuition. You know, a lot of people have experienced trauma and gaslighting and other abuses that really cause them to question themselves, to question their sanity, and to question their interpretation of certain situations. So if you find yourself in that situation, I know it can be especially hard to trust your intuition after those experiences. So try these little inconsequential tests to get more in touch with your intuition. Remain consistent in your spiritual practices to bring you inner peace and healing, and definitely give yourself grace as you're learning to listen to and trust in your intuition. Know that the universe is your most loving parent. It truly, truly does have your best interest at heart, and it will never lead you astray from your path. So guys, I hope this video helps you be more confident in identifying your intuition and isolating it from all those doubts and all those fears that tend to find their way into our heads. If you got any benefit from it, please be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe. And don't forget to hit that little notifications button too, because I'm committed to bringing you 3 new videos a week so we can all continue learning, growing, and not only survive, but thrive in 2021 and beyond. Thank you. Love you.